Alrighty, just getting set up here. Just give me one moment. Hope everyone's doing well. If you're listening to this, hope this finds you well. It's kind of weird to consider that, I'm nearing the end of this project. This will be one of the last streams of a full playthrough of Classic HD I will do in quite some time. So we're really closing in here. Get through day 9, and then there'll just be 2 more days proper to go. So we'll see how we do, of course. But yes, here we are. Okay. Hello, Eli.
So this is what Block has in mind. Is he noble enough to disregard his personal feelings?
You should go. You'll do just fine without my help, as you wish. Okay. So we came to the wrong place the other day, but that's fine. Where do we go? We're going to just try and power through as much as we can today. We're going to get all the main quests done. So stay on top of it. Unlike last time where I totally forgot to report to a Glire at the end. But we're not going to forget this time. And for the first time this playthrough, possibly, we actually have a map. So the commander wants to see us at least. So we'll see the commander and then we'll go and see if the foreman would like to see us, because apparently a Glire doesn't want to see us today. Cool. Let's see. And it is apparently the anniversary of my Twitch affiliateship, which doesn't really feel real. Still quite cool. I ever reached, what was it, 50 followers, let alone, 115, 116, I think, as of speaking. So that's pretty cool. I really wasn't entirely convinced that was ever going to happen. So I really love that everyone's along for the ride. It's really cool. Just gonna keep on growing from here, right? Do what we can anyway to make things as interesting and as fun as possible. I'm sure, yeah. There's still a lot of Pathologic left to play. We've got to play Pathologic 2, and in just a couple of weeks' time, we're going to see the trial of, or the prologue, I guess, trial/prologue of Pathologic 3, called Pathologic 3 Quarantine. That's going to come out. Oh, that was close. Which I'm really excited for. So we'll see how we do. So just fixing my microphone there. You can see these guys are really concerned about public health and safety, just making sure that oh goodness. Okay, fire flamethrower. Already did him in, I think. And if you're listening to this right now, my newest Pathologic character analysis video is out on Patreon, and it should be out to everybody else by the end of the week, which is exciting. It's the first one I've made in a little while.
What?
Artemy Burak, surgeon. Yes, that's me. You were recommended to me as an extraordinarily talented doctor who is also knowledgeable in the practices specific to this place. Were you born here? Yes, my parents come from the kin, and there's no need to roar, General. I can hear you just fine.
Whose will was it that sent us to this plague-ridden hellhole? We are needed at the front line.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Commander. I've heard reports about you. Is it true that you've managed to make a cure for the disease? Yes, it is. Good. That is very good. You deserve a commendation. Why? I also like the detail before, actually, that he's like really bellowing all of his words, like he's roaring. Because now, thanks to you, the Inquisitor has no reason to be here. She can end her short leave and march back to the scaffold. She won't be getting in my way, and that'll make things easier for us. To the scaffold? She's sentenced to death. Her leave here was the final chance for her to rehabilitate herself. She will be cleared of all charges if she finds a solution and wins, Otherwise the verdict continues to apply. But she deserves it fully, so don't worry. Deserves it how? That's not what we're talking about at the moment. We're talking about your cure. I never conceived of it as a tool of someone else's execution. I find it puzzling that the Bachelor disregards this fact so easily. He's not as spirited as you are. Is there a way to make as much of this serum of yours as possible? There is a chance, but it's elusive. How much do you need? How much? Hundreds of liters. Enough to cure everyone infected here and send an emergency batch to the capital. That's impossible. Why? The source material is too rare. What is it from? Made from? I used auroch blood. An auroch is a rare creature. You can say they're extinct. Where'd you get this blood? At the abattoir. I've already sent troops to the abattoir. Lost 2 platoons there. We barely managed to get the professor out, the Bachelor. They beat us back. Naturally. I've heard you're a step man yourself. Can you gain the subterranean foreman's trust and find out how to get the abominable blood? And how are you planning to handle it once we have it? You'll be the one to do the handling. I will simply report to the capital. Mission successful, conscience clear. Obviously, I'll do it over the head of that scheming fox that wants to outsmart us, and profit from it too. She'd have us dance to her tune and make us think we're doing our duty, while playing directly into her hands. Don't speak bad of Aglaya. I need results. Everything else is secondary. Do you copy? Fine. And leave Aglaya alone. Right. To the abattoir, which is where we were going to go anyway. It's nice to meet the commander again, for a 3rd time. We'll just see if they're selling anything today at the shop. I love the blood smeared on all the walls. Such a delightful, the meat moss texture. Just really adds to the feeling of total revulsion and disgust. What have I got? Just this, really. Running out of food. And I don't think I've got any bandages left in stock either. Just double check that. No, I got 1 tourniquet. Tourniquet? Tourniquet. Tourniquet. How do you pronounce that? All of those ways and more, I'm sure. Depends on your accent. Tourniquet sounds the most satisfying. Okay. So we'll see the foreman, and I think today begins the really difficult stretch of the game. Cameron Soup, been wanting to play this game for a while. Have you played any of the other? Have you played Pathologic 2 and you're like coming back to this one, or thinking of coming back to this one? Or you haven't played any of them at all? Because highly, highly recommend it. Very worth playing and experiencing for yourself. We might as well go for something affected. Just watch some videos on the games. Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of great videos out there. Hopefully some of those ones you've watched are my own. I've released a few video essays on the series. That's how I got my start. But yeah, highly recommend playing it for yourself. That's sort of, even though I'm cataloguing this entire playthrough, really the intent is for people to realise how important it is to play games for themselves and sort of, say, okay, like here's how it's working on me as a player personally. Even if you know what's coming in the plot, or even in gameplay, there's still things that can surprise you and take you off guard and make you reflect on yourself. So absolutely, do play this game. Highly, highly recommended. And there's, a ton to talk about, which is what the last, probably about 50 hours by now of playing this on stream. Possibly more than that. There's just so many fascinating things that work about this game. As the town's social fabric decays, for instance, things just sort of get more and more dreamlike and hostile. You've just got those soldiers gunning the robbers down for you. Cool, take the money, 666. Yeah, this intense aura of foreboding and terror just sort of builds and builds and builds. Because I remember the first time I played this, it was deeply confronting, traumatic experience almost, in terms of how unexpected a lot of the twists and turns were, right? There were so many horrible things that were happening, and I was resisting the impulse to look it up on the internet and see what happens next. So I was totally invested and was left sort of confused and quite melancholic at the end of every play session. That was, I remember that really vividly, even though it was about 7 or 8 years ago. And that fondness those memories have stayed with me, and each subsequent playthrough I've done has built the memories up that I have of the town and its people and characters and spaces. So the things that I remember that matter to me, that I talk about, will probably be very different to the things that someone else would, which is why I appreciate people stopping by and sharing their thoughts as well on the game. That's what these streams are also here for, is for people to relay their own experiences and how they found this game, or Pathologic 2, or anything like that, or other games that they've played that have sort of similar adjacent feelings attached to them. That's really what I'm here for. Is I'm an outlet, I suppose, or I like to believe I'm an outlet. Hello, Foreman.
Suok is waiting for you.
You dare come back, Half-Blood One? Why would I not, Elder One? You are not brave, you are thick. I can kill you with my breath. I can kill you with my touch. I can burn you with my gaze. See, you say, I can burn you with my gaze first. I believe the third one just recently came out. Not just yet. The sort of prologue bit is coming out on the 17th of March, which I'm going to stream as well. But I don't think they've said exactly when the full thing's coming out. I might be wrong about that, but it's very soon anyway. We're going to get the third one. This year sometime we'll get the full thing. I've come to ask you, Elder One. Ask once, there is no second question. I love that one of the questions can be why. Who killed my father? Your father was killed by the horn of Boss Nudir, a bull, massive, red-skinned, there's a Georgie face for you, his lines formed by Suok's song, or the Bodo's warmth, the blood in her earthen womb, or any of the mistresses will speak to the truth of my words, for they cannot lie. Your answer clarifies nothing, because you do not know how to ask. You're thick. I wish I was sharp like you. You've asked once already. Get out. Test me.
I can't control my hands.
I've made up my mind. What do I do? Bose Turok's house has been desecrated, a bad omen for unkind times. A snakeskin-coated intruder has got into here at night. Must have been he that has stolen leather bottles filled with living blood. I'll give you the answer if you find out where the blood has gone. As you wish? I need to talk to the Bachelor if I'm to learn the details of last night's intrusion into the abattoir. Okay, so the commander was supposed to have retrieved the Bachelor. But we shall find out what exactly has happened. I guess if we can probably just cut back through the way we came, that was, as safe as it's going to get. Yeah, I'm interested in sort of finally playing Pathologic 2 and Really seeing how people respond to that one, because I do know, I mean, I don't know if it's the case anymore, maybe people are sick of waiting, but I'm hoping people are still like excited to see me play Pathologic 2 as well. We can have a good chat about that one, because there's obviously, I think a lot more people these days have an experience with Pathologic 2, but this one is sort of the fabled one that like exists in the past. Okay, yeah, and also you can see up the top, our exhaustion is climbing really fast. We've been cursed by the foreman essentially, so we really have to maximize our movement and be efficient, because you can see it, yeah, climbing really rapidly. And I remember it being like more explicit that we were sort of cursed or shackled with this extra exhaustion, but I guess it's just something that we find out. Okay, so we'll go back to the commander and see what's happened. The other thing we might need to do is go to the bar, and also probably just like, we're gonna have to sleep a bunch of times. Do you have bandages? Thank goodness. So yeah, if we do that and then we go this way, so we'll bandage ourselves up there. We'll go this way, we'll hit the, there should be the medicine shop just next to Peter's, so we'll go there and have a look. The thing that's, yeah, like interesting about this version of the game, about the classic Pathologic, is it's the lack of screen time some characters get. Like, some characters sort of remain really important across everyone's playthroughs, across every character rather. But then you have characters that just sort of like fall off the face of the earth. Like Sticky is irrelevant through most of the Pathologic 1 experience for most characters, which is sad, because, you know, they actually did find something really important, like important role to give him in the second game, right? They did a really excellent job of that. But it is a shame that, yeah, it doesn't quite follow through in the original game with his promise, his potential, which is, you know, I've seen like people argue that the first game is still better in some way. Actually, I'm gonna trade with you. You barter a bullet. I'll take a bullet. But the first game has better character writing, and I agree that, like, in some cases, yes, and also, like, there's just more time for the characters to have more depth, right? Because there's 3 different characters you can actually have a conversation with, which I think, like, that's going to be the most interesting, almost the most interesting part of Pathologic 3 for me, is whether those relationships are reset and the characters are, you know, a bit different again, or whether we have the Pathologic 2 sort of incarnations that we're going to be interacting with. That's really, yeah, my big question, I think. Like, how are they going to handle that? And I do feel like something similar to how it's handled in the original game is going to occur, in that every character is like subtly changed in each character's playthrough.
We fought a just, defensive war, and now they want to turn us into a punitive expedition. Into Korsman.
Isn't the possibility of creating a serum enough? To kill the Inquisitor, yes, but it's not enough to save the population and localize the epidemic. Panacea isn't poison, and you plan to kill a Glire with it. It will happen automatically. If she returns to the capital with her mission failed, she loses her head in an hour. Mary runs the bloody river and all that. The invention of a panacea is not a failure, it's a success. But not her success. It wasn't she that invented the panacea, was it? Her mission, by the way, is saving the town from destruction. But if there's not enough panacea, I won't have the moral right to pull back my guns. Do you really want to destroy the town? No, not at all. Yet you want a Glire to die. My personal feelings are irrelevant. Only my duty is. I do indeed hate a Glire. I can foresee her tricking me and turning my weapons against me. She will get what she wants no matter what I do. I want her off the board, but no one's asking me what I want. Phew. Okay, so he's not... Bachelor's not here anymore. Presume he's also not in the prison area. Is anyone in the prison area? Nope. Okay. So, yeah, I guess next we either go and see someone like Lara, because the quest line that happens on day 9 for the Bachelor revolves around Lara, Yulia, and Ava, I think. And Anna as well, actually. Not Ava. Because by this point, Ava has already given her life away, I believe. But yeah, we're gonna check. We're gonna check and see if he happens to be at Lara's place. If not, that's totally fine. See if she has anything to say anyway.
Was it a month?
Nope. Okay, nothing to say. Alright, let's go to Ava's then. 'Cause he wasn't there this morning when I checked at the end of the last stream. But we'll see whether he has surfaced. He could have surfaced, potentially. Try not to get flamethrowered, that would be nice. Also try not to get caught by the Plague Angel of Death. That would be nice too. Yeah, we can check with the canes as well, but surely just checking in with Ava is the right thing to do. I can't remember what the threshold is for them using their flamethrower on me. Is it like 25%? 30%? Something like that. At that point it's already like hard enough to manage health-wise because you are dealing with like constant health drains and that kind of thing. So yeah, my health is going down a little. I did eat all of my coffee in a hurry to keep myself awake, but I think managing the health might be easier than managing the exhaustion. At this stage, just bag that rat up. Totally normal thing to say. Okay.
Yes?
I need the Bachelor. Where is he? He left for the polyhedron. He hasn't come back yet. I'm worried. What are you talking about? The soldiers, do you know what they're doing? They're not doing anything. Don't be afraid. There are posts on every corner. The Bachelor did not return from the polyhedron. Apparently the mirror tower is no less dangerous than Suok's caverns. And I thought I was the only one risking my head. Okay, so let's check the polyhedron and see what's going on. Save the game again. Whoops. I've probably got a lot of saves stored on this machine because of this this playthrough. But yeah, it is like, I would still recommend this game incredibly strongly, really, to anyone who's interested in it. I mean, firstly because it's still really cheap, right? It goes for really cheap on a sale. You know, $2 or $3 in New Zealand dollars, maybe even less these days. But I think that's how much I got it for, was some sort of obscenely low price. And yeah, surely will be even cheaper now. Cool. I think, is this the first time we've approached the polyhedron as Artemy? It might be. But yeah, this building, this incredible bit of architecture, is the most, still probably the most striking bit of architecture in any video game. It's really the kind of architecture that video games should have more of. It's just something completely just incredible. And as much as I love this stuff in the Stoneyard here, it's just contrasted by this. Every building in town is contrasted by this sort of building of the future. And is it a future you want to follow through on? That's really the question the game is asking. Okay, Feynites, don't touch me, you fierce man. Where's the bachelor? Ha! He was taken to the first circle, and he was taken out of here just to be safe. One of the General Ashes sticks his neck out for him. You never know, he could start shooting. First circle? Well, here, to the polyhedron. We wanted to make it our fortress. Too bad it's so fragile. Nothing you can do about glass. We're afraid it might fail. Hoping for the Canes, eh? Is the Oinon here? No, we took him out. He gave Khan blank cartridges instead of real ones, and swindling Khan isn't a smart thing to do. His temper is short. He let the bachelor live for now out of respect. Perhaps the man changes his mind and spills the beans. Where'd you take him? They took him to the works. He'll be subject to extreme interrogation techniques there. Just tell everyone he's not here if you're asked, especially since that's true. Watch it, especially if I don't find him at the works. Okay, so we'll wander all the way back across town to our home. Somewhere in these factory dungeons, the dogheads are torturing Bachelor Dankovsky. Those basement chambers are a favourite of those who like to quietly mete out mob justice. As we found out earlier in the game, when Saburov captures us and throws us down there, I think that's how I gained this infuriating infection in the first place. And I figured let's play on with it. And we've managed to survive and manage it for quite some time, which is really, what the game is all about, right? Is the management of the infection. Because I think, like, as nice as it is, obviously, to play the game without being infected, there is definitely more satisfaction in playing having contracted it, I think, because in a sense that's what makes the game more interesting, is actually having this extra layer of, okay, I need to manage my antibiotic medicine and my immunity medicine so I don't get even more infected and that kind of thing. Although saying that, I suppose it's still nice to manage your immunity before you get infected as well, to replace your clothes and all that kind of thing. But that was a mechanic that I feel like didn't quite land in the original, which I think was expanded upon a bit better in Pathologic 2, the clothing thing, because you'll notice I haven't really done anything clothing related. Oh, hang on, is my stream, sorry, something hitched there, or is that my own? Hello, Tormented One. Sorry for the delay in response there. I'm just having a few issues. What's the stream about? Basically, this is sort of a big project to catalogue all of the main quests in the game, but also while I'm playing, discuss the sort of visual design, gameplay design, narrative design of Pathologic, and then it's also a place where other people can jump in and share their thoughts about the game and what's going on as well. So it's currently day 9 as the Haruspex. We're going to go save the Bachelor from the works. And I do really like the relationship that Artemy and Daniil have in Haruspex's original route, because it doesn't really feel adversarial. Hello there, how's it going? Is everyone migrating from one Pathologic stream to another? Right, so we'll go and check this out. How much durability does my knife have? Switch to the better one, I think. And yeah, really what I'm interested in is trying to sort of spread the critical thought around this game and around games in general. Debating on someone's blind playthrough if she should know intended game mechanics from the manual or just suffer through. Well, that's a good question. I mean, games don't really... I miss the manual, right? I miss being able to like crack open a manual. Streamer was confused as hell, seeing our arguments more violent than it actually was. I do, yeah. Like it is tough when the manual like doesn't exist as something that, you know, that is more obvious to be read these days, and the game itself doesn't bother to like tutorialize any of the mechanics because it's all in the manual, and you know you should have read the manual. So I get that it is a tricky dilemma. It's also so hard for me, speaking as someone who's incredibly familiar with this game. It's hard to have an objective viewpoint on that anymore. Howdy, Chief. Spatula Dankovsky here. You know he's here. I saw him just behind you. Captured, as you can see. He's our trophy. The man's taken his last few breaths. That's inconvenient. You remember me, Chief? I think I can see who you are behind that mask. You let me go a week ago, the day the old man died. Ah, I see. Well, hello there. So what do you want? I'm looking for a specimen for my experiments. A bachelor-sized one. Ah, sure, you can have him. Tit for tat. Let me talk to the guys. Thank you. So you can see how that initial decision pays off to show mercy in this game. He actually does follow through for you. Thank you. If it weren't for you, those little buggers would have spilt my guts. However, you shouldn't have let yourself be run by them. The kids are arming up, and I have a strong suspicion these arms may go off at any moment. What the hell did you want with that tower in the first place? I have every reason to believe that the polyhedron plays a key part in the history of the settlement. It's not actually a part of town, it stands on its own, yet they do have an inextricable connection. One cannot last long without the other. Tell me, have you ever been to the abattoir? I have. Why? Did you take the blood from there? I didn't. It wasn't the reason why I went there in the first place. I wanted to take a soil sample and talk to the foreman. He didn't seem the talkative type, though. Have you taken something? Anything? No, but you know it was that little mite that had announced when the pass was going to open. What you may not know is that it opened because they have carried a parcel out. Who has? Butchers and those hide-clad thugs. Where did they go? I took no notice of it. It was dark, also I ran inside immediately. Thank you, Oinon. This time you've been of help. With the circumstances of the sacrilege established, I believe the bachelor can be trusted. The time has come to relay the story to Foreman Oinon. Two schools of thought conflicting. I also was intending to see the streamer play like Alex would have, but then I got attached to her and we talked more about stuff. Couldn't bring myself to be seen like, you just let me do all that for nothing. That's fair. Yes, I have an English copy of the game, as it was originally released, I believe, down in Australia. I had it imported to New Zealand, and that comes with a little manual as well. And, like, it is such an integral part of the experience, in a way that a lot of games, you know, they just don't have anymore. Like Pathologic 2 obviously is built without a manual in mind, so the tutorials are baked into the game. You have these explicit like tutorial sections, whereas Pathologic, this one barely, you know, any effort goes into explaining any of the mechanics in a straightforward sense, right? All you have is, you know, the masks at the beginning of each character sort of telling you, like, you know, don't be a dick or your reputation's going to go down and then everyone's going to hate you, and, you know, remember you have to eat and sleep and all that good stuff. So really these are the kinds of messages that are carried on time and again. Okay, we'll see if this guy's got any extra bandages as well. The more bandages, the better. Then I'm going to put Artemy to bed because he needs to sleep. Yay, more bandages. Most useful item in the game at this stage, to be honest. Surely the stats are higher than 2% these days. I'd be... Although I haven't checked in a while to see how many people actually do make it. But I do know it is like a troublingly low percentage of people actually make it very far at all. Which is a shame because, you know, I'm a huge advocate for people actually sitting down and playing this game. There's a difference between, I think, you know, watching someone play, which can be entertaining in its own fashion. Of course, because, you know, people are here watching, for which I'm grateful, but I will still, like, fully advocate, even if you've watched everything I've played, going away and, you know, supporting the developer and, you know, playing it for yourself. Because it's just something that playing a game for yourself, it's just a different experience, very meaningful experience, I think, to actually engage with the game's mechanics and narrative, like, on your own terms, and see how the two are actually, like, intermeshing. Because if you don't do that, then you are losing out on some part of the intended experience anyway. Right. So, well... Played in English? Yes. I wish I was fluent in Russian. But alas I'm not. Hope you're enjoying this masterpiece of Russian literature. I love that there's an entire backstory you've come here with. I love it. Okay, so we'll see Formanoyan, Russian and English. I'm always interested to hear from people who've played in Russian and English together. You know, how would you say that the two playthroughs, you know, do they contrast from each other in any way? Like, are there any sort of characterization shifts or differences? You know, like, oh, this character is sort of much more sympathetic in this language, or, you know, those kinds of things. I'm always interested to know how the translator, who I understand did an excellent job, how the translator actually tackled that, right? Wish I knew Russian so I could get the figures of speech. Same. That's really the main thing. Mother Boto gives you warmth, kindred one. Oinon didn't steal the blood, I can testify to that. He saw 2 butchers and 3 bone breakers take something out of the abattoir. Sounds true. 2 children of Bodo and 3 worms are missing. You've passed the trial. What do you want to know? I want to know the truth. Ask me then. Here, inside the vein of Bodo, no one will dare lie to you. That is why knowledge drips scarcely from me, like clotting blood from a wound. Who did my father have in mind? What is this Udyr creature, marked by this brand? A creature of the kind that is always around. The body that contains the world. Any body contains a world. Yours doesn't. Mine doesn't. The world in your head is not a world, it is mould. What sacrifice am I meant to make, then? You'll learn that tomorrow if you pass the next trial, kindred one. Don't get ahead of yourself. I will come tomorrow. Foreman needs more time to come to terms with what he has learned. It seems he is less shaken by the theft of the blood than by the treachery of the faithful. Tomorrow the story will continue. And we got that done pretty quick. Yes, and no additional letters, so we'll just go back to the factory and get him to sleep. This guy is really trying to get his steps in here. He's really dedicated. Keep it up. You can do it. Okay. I just love the sort of bizarre hugeness of the abattoir. Can say that the game is translated quite well. Good. That's the understanding I got from other people who have also played the game like that. In both languages, I mean. Various nuances are translated so that it is close to the Russian meaning. That's good. I wasn't under the impression that anything drastic changed, because I do remember reading, I think it's an article on the Pathologic 2 Kickstarter page, and Alfina is talking about how their approach to even just the names of like the rod, like how do they translate that from the names of buildings from the original Russian. You know, they put a lot of consideration into that. And I know that the effort of translation was incredible. Can say the original 2005 translation was awful. Yes, I can I can certainly agree with you on that. Didn't make any sense in English, no, and it got worse as it went on, right? I don't think I ever finished my original Changeling playthrough, just because like my brain started to melt. The objectives all felt like really vague. Classic HD, yeah, of course. That was my first experience with the game, and that's what made it my favourite game of all time. Was the writing and the way that writing meshed with the game mechanics. Yeah, at least it wasn't just sort of pointless, this pointless vague jumble in classic HD, right? Like there's a plot that you can actually follow and objectives you can actually understand, whereas it does start to just become a total mess in the original translation, which maybe one day if I'm feeling masochistic enough, we'll play that on stream and everyone can really savor it and enjoy that. So I couldn't wait for that. Cool, so we'll sleep for a little bit. I'll have to go out and forage for some food, I think. Cool, okay, that deals with the exhaustion. Got a letter from someone. Classic HD is good, so good that you don't want to try 2 and 3, different vibes. Understandable. I mean, if you enjoy the first one, I totally get why you wouldn't want to move on to 2 and 3, because the first one is still my favorite. It's the first iSpec Lodge game that I played, and it's the one that I still have the strongest opinion on, the fondest memories of. But I did still really like 2. I think if you can approach a game like that and be like, it's different, and I can enjoy what's different about it without it replacing the original. I think then you can go into it with a really healthy attitude. I've said this in previous streams, but that's how I approached the Silent Hill 2 remake, knowing that it would never be better than the original Silent Hill 2, for instance. I did basically the same with Pathologic 2. I kept my expectations managed, and that really helped me, I think, if you ever did want to try that. Okay, Changeling's Choice. I know you've been told that I am a witch, not a saint. They may have even told you that I am the sand pest itself, wearing the masquerade of flesh and blood. They certainly must have told you that I save the castaway and condemn the ingenious. They said that I break the courageous and force them to submit to the plague. But let me tell you one thing. Saints and miracle workers are always covered in blood and filth. Their acts are not necessarily comprehensible to the common folk, who expect kindness instead of good and courtesy instead of love. This is not who I am. I know what will happen in 3 days. I will be able to avoid the contradictions that keep you and the Bachelor in the dark. Remember, I will perform a miracle in the end. I will perform it with the help of the outcast and the evil, Bad Grief the thief, Foreman the villain, Alexander the cruel, Katerina the deceived, Lara the vengeful, Yulia the unbeliever, Anna the egotist, Aspity the heathen, and Reuben the oathbreaker. They will survive in order to die, and upon dying they will claim life everlasting. I need them for the miracle to work. Remember that, Clara. So it's on this day that as well we start to get these sort of great proclamations from the other characters, saying what their plans are, and really giving us some insight into their own journeys that they've been going on alongside whoever we're playing as now, which I do really like. I love the letter system, as I've said before, because it does give us that extra level of engagement and insight, I think, into each and every character and into their state of mind, and like, okay, what's going on in the town. We learn that from the letters. And Pathologic 2 replaces them with sort of generic messenger characters who will run up to you, which does resolve the problem of who on earth is delivering me these letters, but also you lose quite a bit of like nice characterization and nice text, and I find that not quite to my tastes, personally speaking. A bit disappointing. But of course, like, there's nothing you can do about that, per se. Okay, so see if this guy's got any bandages as well. Nope. Okay. What we're going to do then is we're going to... Well, actually, first... What we can do is check the... butchers, the grocers, and we can see what's going on. Have I played the Void? Yes, I have. I love the Void. My goal is to finally stream some of that this year as well. But I won't be any good at it. I can promise you that. I'm terrible at the Void. But I do still really love that game. So I'd love to both make a video on it and also stream it for a bit this year, which I think would be fun. It's a game that's been on your Steam wishlist for a while. If you're in the mood for something that unapologetically lies to you, even the tutorial itself will just lie or omit basic facts, that's the game for you. It's painfully difficult, but the developers also released several like official patches that do make the game easier, because I think that's really the main complaint people have about the game, is its difficulty is unrelenting, but obviously that serves the purpose of making the world feel genuinely hostile. And when you beat the game, when you beat the Void, that's a sense of satisfaction that no other video game has really provided to me, to be perfectly honest. Beating the Void even once, with an ending that wasn't the bad ending. I'm very proud of that, so I can highly recommend that too. Very, very clever game. Speaking of the Void, got the original Russian version of the game working today in semi-official English. Oh, that's really cool. How did you do that? Like, where did you access it from? If you don't mind me asking, because I would be curious in seeing that as well. I do have a disc copy of it, but I don't think I have a disc drive that accepts it at the moment. I think my disc drive kicked the bucket the other day. This is Combat and Pathologic, by the way, for anyone who's just tuning in. Come on. Steam post detailing everything. The main thing you have to do is set your version of the game to Polish, because they never got the updated version. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I feel like, yeah, like soon when I start to delve into the void again, like in preparation to make this video and stream and stuff. That's what I'll do. So thank you for giving me the heads up on that. The 1 coin. How many crackers? I just got 2 crackers. The script is 3 times as long apparently. Good. There are a lot of characters that I'd love to hear more from, but I was like disappointed that sometimes like the dialogue was so sparse. Maybe this will go too far in the other direction, but I'd be excited to try it anyway. Because I do remember reading about Pathologic as well, that like the original draft version of the script was, you know, like 2 or 3 times as long, and they did some serious cutting to get it down to the length it's at now, and obviously it's still a hugely long script, but you know, like, you just sort of can't help but be like, damn, like I really wish I could get my hands on that. Am I gonna be able to... Yep. I love that there's just... Whoa! Oh no. They figured it out as well, they evolved. Okay, heal. I don't even know how many boards I got left. Pathologic disc on market. 70 USD, is that what it goes for these days? I guess it was good that I got into it back in the day, because I can tell you it was cheaper. It was cheaper then, when no one knew what Pathologic was at all, and I was felt like the only person on earth who was like still looking for a copy of it. 70 USD. Yeah, it didn't. I can't remember how much I got my copy for, but it wasn't that. I can tell you that. Yeah, like it doesn't surprise me. I suppose it has become, as with all sort of survival horror games, I feel like the moment they get any kind of exposure whatsoever, the price skyrockets. You know, the original Silent Hill games are also prohibitively expensive. If I hadn't collected them all when I did, because I went back and sort of completed the ones I didn't have in my collection a few years ago. Like now the prices are absolutely absurd, and it's the same for a number of other games in the same vein. I mean, Haunting Ground is obscenely expensive. I've started to see Clock Tower 3 go up, and the original Clock Towers as well on PlayStation are crazy. Just the market for this stuff, really. It was the COVID lockdowns, right? That really didn't help matters, but also just more generally, I think. Yeah, Silent Hill got really big, I think, thanks to TikTok. Then yeah, survival horror got big with more video essay exposure, I think, definitely. And it's just everyone's like, let's flock to the classics of the genre, and for good reason. But obviously, the market that's out there that remains of people who actually want to get rid of their copies is so limited that yeah, it becomes really difficult to justify, I think. Come here. Spending these like outrageous prices for games that really, like should be at least digitally available. And thankfully, I think Capcom's done an alright job recently, because they re-released Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, and possibly Dino Crisis as well onto GOG, which is a really, really positive move, if you ask me. Because those are the kinds of, like, I didn't really think they'd bother to do that, because obviously all their remakes are out and people would prefer to play the remakes, but at least having them on a modern digital storefront keeps them alive for like just a little bit longer. Yes, I also got Silent Hill 1 on the PS3 store. I think that was the last time you can actually purchase it. And yeah, the other two, yeah, not worth playing the HD collection, right? No, best to stay away from that. Though I was tempted to play through that on stream as well, just for a laugh, so we could see, could listen to the voice acting and see what Silent Hill is like without the fog, because it really is just a mood killer. Silent Hill 2 without any fog. Yeah, I don't really know how they thought that was acceptable in any way. Don't tell me they got stuck on the level geometry again. We're stuck on the stairs, and when I come down, they're gonna get unstuck. No, okay, they're right. Don't have a PS5, but want to check out the Silent Hill 2 remake sometime. I do really recommend that. Found one more disc for 30 USD. If you need it, let me know. That's a very generous offer. If it had been 5 years ago, I'd definitely take you up on it. If you ever found another Void Special Edition, I'd certainly go for that. That's probably one of the coolest things I have in my collection of games, is a collector's edition of the Void. That took me a long time to find in the first place. It hasn't really helped my hunger. I can't believe I only found one can of vegetables. I'm taking a real beating as well. But I have got lots of medicine from it. So. And crowbars, which I'm hoping Notkin will want for tomorrow's. Look, some more vegetables. The scalpel. We're accumulating some good stuff here. There's no other. Oh no. Capella's letter. A remarkable guest has come to see me. She's asking about you. Okay, we'd better go see her after this then. A gun. That's really good. Anything in here? A couple more pills. More needles. It would really help if literally any child that I'd met in this playthrough had Schmauder, because I have so much stuff to trade. How much Schmauder could I get if I was... Yeah, on me right now I could get 2 Schmauders, right? Because I've got all the needles, and then I feel like back at home. If I picked up all, everything that I had, I'd actually be able to trade for probably 3. But alas, my luck has not held, so I'm just hoping I can collect. I'm hoping, I can't remember how many you get. It's like 5 or 6 panaceas. I can't remember if that's enough to heal everyone who might get sick. It might not be. So I feel like if I just get 1 Schmauder, surely I'll be alright. But yeah, it's looking less and less likely the longer I play, because yeah, we're almost in day 10 now, which is starting to get concerning in terms of actual like curative items, because we might really be out of luck. I think this guy will say, yeah, Big Blade's dead, right? No living here, the place belongs to the dead. I know that, I've come to pay my respects to the dead. You had an opportunity to stop this. So what? Nothing can be changed now. We made the right decision. Aglia's here, hello.
I feel a current in my veins.
Why don't you speak to her? I cannot speak to you in her presence just like that. She's older, you know. I feel awkward. Don't worry, Aglia and I are tight. She's cool. Who put the fires out? There is a sense of purpose, a hostile will to the act. And most importantly, why? What happened? The signal fires were extinguished. At first I thought this was done to destroy my credibility in the commander's eyes, but the fires were lit when they came, so there has to be another reason. It'll be portrayed as my criminal negligence anyway, but the outcome will be different. What do you mean? It was my duty to light the fires. It is within conventional regulations to light signal fires in case of an outbreak of a dangerous disease that can spread across open terrain. A standard measure, the breach of which is severely punished. Exceptionally severely, in my case. A pointless measure. The fires serve as a warning to those who might want to enter the town oblivious of an epidemic. It was perplexing to see that the sites had been prepared in advance, though. All I had to do was place warning flags. The fires had been lit for other purposes. Do you by any chance remember why? We could light them up again if that would make you feel better. Oh, please be so kind. Capella said some enthusiasts are on it already. She's angry with me, which is really telling. What does the old Gimsky girl have to do with it? She's right there. I came to speak to Vlad, and stopped by here as you can see. Victoria informed me of the unpleasant news and asked if it was I that had sent her friend on the scouting mission. It wasn't. I wonder who it was. Why were you looking for Vlad? Wouldn't you like to find out what the deal with the termitary was? And by the way, who's an inquisitor here, you or I? I think I'm starting to get confused. Really? I'll talk to Capella then. Okay, hello, now can we talk?
Bachelor is supplying children with guns. That's impossible.
Yes, that deal with the fires was a mess. Bad fortune seems to be at my heels, but it was most likely inevitable. It is always those who are part of my design that end up in danger. It's all a trial. I've got no one to turn to but you. And who are these parts of your design? Several kids. I told you before, and your father before that. The outcast children. Those who didn't fit in the polyhedron and those who have left it willingly. Tycheek, Notkin, Sticky, Murky, Grace. And one more boy, but we'll talk about him later. What do they have to do with the fires? The fires were put out. I don't really care about the fires themselves. In fact, I'm glad they're out. They made me feel terrified and made the town look truly doomed. Sticky is risking his life because of them now. What are they for anyway? What if someone comes here from the steppe? Only Odongs would, and they have their own gut feeling anyway. It'll be their fault if they try to come here. But I'm worried about Sticky. He's always looking for trouble, and always at the wrong moment. The place is crawling with soldiers. Oh, it must be cruel fate. What does Sticky have to do with the fires anyway? I don't know exactly. I think he and a friend of his were trying to catch that elusive albino by a fire. Now they want to light them up again in order to catch those who put them out. How can I find him? I don't know. Perhaps he's still at home? Talk him out of going there. The fires will be lit without him just fine. I'll ask the Bachelor to issue an order. Okay, I'll talk to him. Sticky sure loves looking for trouble. Straight with the fires. Certainly does reek of some sinister plots and lots of spilled blood. Let's pay him a visit. Found the void for 4 USD. That sounds about right. No one's made a truly groundbreaking million-view video essay on that yet, have they? That'll have to be my job. I'll have to raise the prices of the void myself. I can't remember how much I got because I have a regular copy of the void and then I have a collector's copy. I feel like 4 USD is probably about right, but again, I wouldn't know because I haven't looked in ages for any copies. But you know, 4 USD sounds pretty good. Thank you for checking as well, by the way. I appreciate that. I'm always curious about these things. I think the Void was the last game that Haruspex Lodge even had a physical release for, right? Because Knock Knock, that was totally digital. So I think, yeah, like the original Pathologic and the Void, that's sort of it in terms of physical Haruspex Lodge games, as far as I can tell. And they even shut down the Haruspex Lodge shop for a variety of reasons. Which, you know, I'd love if that opened up again, because they had some cool stuff in there. But yeah, who knows if that shall ever happen. Looks good. Can share a link if you need. Oh, feel free to whisper it to me. I can give it a look after the stream. Thank you very much. Just bundle up that rat as well. It's funny though, just as I was talking about Sticky not having anything important at all going on, here we are at Sticky's house. Funny I used him as an example. But at least the game is listening to me and adapting to my whims. That's really the important sign. Oh, hello. Oopsie daisy, you're not who we were expecting. We can't take you on. Have you seen Sticky around, sir? I'm looking for the little scamp myself. Why do you ask? He wants to crab our game. We're working and he's unworking it back. Doesn't matter. There are good men guarding the fires who ate them soul and a halves. They just gotta stop crowding Earth and go guard the one on the other side of the river. Hey, they won't listen to us. Maybe you could tell them. Thank you for the follow, I believe that was. My notifications, the internet's being weird. The stream is fine, but the internet's being weird. But thank you for the follow, I do really appreciate it. It's only just come through now. Thank you for joining me on this bizarre journey. Just gotta stop crowding Earth, go guard the one on the other side of the river. Won't listen to us, maybe you could tell them. Sticky, that rascal, so you're waiting for him here. Yeah, I mean we could go to the cemetery. That's where he's always meeting with them soul and a halves. Someone's gotta be there. Should we just wait a bit more? They actually could give us a thrashing. Just keep waiting, hero. Okay, Sticky could be snooping around somewhere around here. Unless the poison town's already ground that rascal to dust. It's nice to actually have quests going on wherein we have to save or interact with members of the Bound. It does feel like that's sort of coming in quite late. Later than I remembered in Haruspex's storyline, but it's still good that we have these quests. Though I do think, yeah, like, the other really positive development that Pathologic 2 had in terms of its quest structure was the memory map, which really, it made things that even secondary side things feel more important, because obviously today's quest being privileged in the whole, if you don't complete this one, the Bound gets infected, really privileges the idea of the main quest, and then all the secondary stuff you can be like, oh, I can just leave that, this is all totally optional, which I think like hurts a player's interest in the quest lines that actually are really interesting and have, you know, lots of really good writing and effort put into them. A lot of the time, yeah, people just sort of leave them, I think, because they are optional, they are side quests. But yeah, it is, I think it's all just down to how a game's structured that sort of emphasizes, you know, is a side quest good, you know, a thing worth doing. And in a lot of games, I feel like the only thing that side quests offer is needed XP required to, you know, beat a mission in the main quest. Like often the main quest is gated by some really difficult encounter or something. Oi Ripper, I'm Stump, remember me? You guys making fires here? How about I tag along? You? That'd be so cool. We don't have no fuel, but I can do it with a self-made lighter. You'll see how great I am with flint and steel. Come with me, it's safer with you along. Perhaps we'll even find Sticky. I'll go first, you keep behind me. You never know. So we've got to check all of these signal fires. I'm pretty sure there's going to be bandits at each one. Thank you very much, Alex Cheesecake, I really appreciate it. Again, I'll check that after the fact, after the stream. What I'm hoping today is we can power all the way through to day 11. And then there'll be probably one more stream next week, and Pathologic Classic HD will be officially complete on my channel. And I'll staple everything together into one video, and people can sit down and watch it for 60 hours. It'll be fun, I think, to reflect on it like that. And we've got Odong here at the moment, they've put the fires up. Okay, I'll save it. Is he following me? Or is he supposed to be following me? I should have been paying closer attention. At 5 AM. It's currently 3 PM for me. Oh, hang on. I appreciate you spending your 5 AM watching Pathologic. That's really what we want to hear. Oh, Okay, so he did follow me and then he immediately started to run away. Are you an early riser, or you just sort of powered through the night? Gotcha. Coffee. Earrings. Where did the dog head go? Where did the dog head go? I don't even know. Okay. Hello. Are you gonna light this fire? Light the fire. Let's see. Come on. Follow me. Be careful though. Maybe we've got to get him close enough to actually light the fire. So easy to lose the character models in this thick grass. Oh my goodness, he is the slowest. Come on. Don't have all day. Sorry, I'm impatient, I know. Light the fire. Yeah, you gotta be close enough. See, I vividly remember this quest as well. Like, this is one of the ones that really sticks in my head because it feels different to a lot of other quests where you are just like bouncing between people and talking to them. Like this time around, yeah, you're escorting this kid and fighting a bunch of enemies sort of out in the open. It's a very memorable quest, especially because, yeah, by the time you do it, it is going to be quite late, so you do have that time pressure going as well. I actually only have 2 more in-game hours to complete this quest, so it might be a rush to the end. And also, yeah, if I have to make it back to Capella as well, things might not go so well for us, but we will see. It's quite a motley alliance of characters as well, who have randomly decided to extinguish these fires together. Okay, come on. At least none of them are very good at fighting, right? They all have the same attack patterns each time. Just gotta keep an eye on whichever one like sprints towards you. Okay, where's the kid? Come on. For me, love that one of the instructions is wipe your nose. I feel like that should be part of every escort quest in every game, is that you can tell your follower to wipe their nose. Light the fire then. Actually curious, yeah, I don't know if we need to watch him do this, right? Because he is just going to follow us anyway, so yeah. Okay, how much time? Yeah. We might just be able to do it in terms of lighting all the fires and then running all the way back into the middle of town. I reckon we should be able to do it. Okay. A big... yeah, okay, I can eat that too. So I am hungry, but I'm really hoping... okay, yeah, so they just get progressively more difficult, right, as we go down, because now we've got these... I was hoping I remembered. We'll try to sleep. That's a really good idea. I highly recommend sleep. Thank you for stopping by. Like, I do really appreciate it, and hopefully when you wake up after hopefully having a rested sleep, I will have responded to your message. So thank you very much, and thank you again for the follow. Like, I do really appreciate it. It's lovely to meet you. Have you on board? Sleep well. Oh my god, Schmouder, what the hell? What the hell? Definitely don't remember that. A Schmouder. We actually got a Schmouder from that. I'm gonna use my tourniquet. Or however you pronounce it. Oh my goodness. A Night of Pathologic. I also... that is a fond way to spend my pastime. A fond pastime of mine, rather. A nice way to spend an evening is just to play Pathologic or watch Pathologic. So I totally understand. But I also, unless of course the other thing you're referring to is the actual in-game look of night in Pathologic, in which case I also agree with you. Just wandering across the steppe in Pathologic is one of my favourite things in any video game ever. It never fails to relax me. Okay, we're just back to just dog heads in this one, I guess. Beating up stabbing teenage children. Just this is advertiser friendly, right? Probably not now that I've said that. Come on. But yeah, my goal is to keep making videos on Pathologic this year, and I've got one that's it's out now on my Patreon and is going to be out on YouTube sort of within the week. So I'm excited to share that and just to sort of see everyone's reaction and hear what people have to say on the character as well. Cool. And then, oh good, another bit of sterling advice from a bot. Incredible. Sticky's nowhere to be seen. He must have lit the fires in the stone yard or the knots and come back home. If he hasn't been snuffed out, of course. Wonder what the unsnuffed out lad sniffed out. Okay, I'll go to Sticky's place then. See ya. 3, 2, 1, bonfire. Every bonfire has been lit. Anyone who travels from the steppe tonight will see the signal fires. The bonfires are burning again. Sticky must have returned home by now. I should let him know. We have an hour. Surely we can do that. Surely. I feel like, yeah, every night so far is just ending in this mad sprint across town just to talk to someone and tick the quest off in Artemy's little quest diary. Just exceedingly important, obviously. Just giving my voice a little rest here for a second. I can sort of feel it rebelling against me slightly. Maybe I'll get a drink of water as well. I'm still like working my way back into the whole streaming business after sort of a bit of a hiatus from streaming regularly. Now that I'm back, it's like, wow, do I really have to talk this much? Yes. That's just something my body itself has to adjust to again. Okay. How much time we got now? 45 minutes. It's nice to see that the rat I left in the bag is still in a bag. Okay, see, hopefully Sticky's got like some good news for us or some reward or something. Hang on, whoa. I got a quest to hand him, buddy. Yeah. You stand there. He understands, see? You give me a head start now. He's not really that interested. Hello. Stop, don't go any further. There's an ambush. An ambush? Are you referring to yourself? Nope, there are Khan's dog heads up ahead. Forget their age. They're merciless. They'll shoot you where you stand. Where's Sticky? He must have found out about the ambush. Sneaked up on them or something. I don't know where he is. Hiding at someone's place, perhaps. Who would let him in, though? Everyone's scared. Okay, I'll find him. Great, Sticky sure loves looking for trouble. He's in one of two places, right? He's either at Capella's, or because earlier in the quest it was mentioned that he goes to Grace's place. We're not even allowed inside to be ambushed. That's a bit rude. We don't really have time to check both, so maybe what I'll do is I will run and check Capella's place first. Otherwise he'll probably be at Grace's, and we'll have to run and see whether it's even possible to make it there in time. Why does every quest just end like this? Every single quest. Come on. Love how just me in the sky. That's the thing I miss about the patrolmen as well, is that they just pick up, they just start chasing after the robber as well. Whereas now I think there's just going to be a gun aimed at my back potentially. No, he's not even interested in that. Come on, dude, like seriously? That's a chilling visual if you've ever seen one. Pursued by an actual knife-wielding maniac. It doesn't get much scarier than that in horror games. This big grin pursuing you slowly, can never hit you as long as you're moving. Just that's terror. This is, yeah, if Pathologic was a slasher game, I'd love to see that. Oh god, okay, what's my infection? Yeah, my infection isn't good either. Really am not doing so great. Yeah, 15 minutes. I might just be able to make it to the cemetery, but I don't even like my chances for that, to be perfectly honest. If this guy wants to run through here, oh god. Excuse me. Yeah, I think he got him. Yeah, he's probably at Grace's, isn't he? I think I've chosen the wrong place. No. Phew.
My knee pits itch. Is that bad?
Ah, you're back. We've been talking about you, so how'd it go? There you are. I've been looking all over for you. They ambushed me at my place. Have you been there? I have. Saw a bunch of chickens. Why are they so scared? Well, I'm not just some bloke, as it turns out. Got a place in Capella's master plan, see? I'll start taking things on when she turns into the White Mistress. First I'll become the head of intelligence, but then... Oh man. Oh man what? I can't tell you yet. Don't count your chickens before they hatched. Ever heard that saying? I have.
It's the same power
Love that.
that my dear mother...
Frozen sticky grin there.
with.
Stuck to his face, you could say. Sorry about that. I'm very worried about Dad. Has Sticky been here for long? Seems like I've been running errands for nothing. He has only just come. You were not running errands, and definitely not for nothing. Had the people you defeated survived, they would have joined the ambush. Now I think the dogheads will go away when they realise there's nothing to see and do. Is that so? The soldiers are all over the place now. They won't risk staying in town for too long, but will rather return to the polyhedron. I'm so thankful to you for helping Sticky out. You have my gratitude, Warden. You're welcome. Cool. Why would anyone want the signal fires extinguished? I won't be able to tell until I know exactly for whom these fires were lit. Someone is watching us from deep within the steppe, but who? Could it be that the real Shabnak Adir comes to town each night to cover the windows of the houses she has chosen in pestilent grease? Okay, I'm going to take some more of that, and then we're going to sleep for maybe 3 hours. Day 10, home stretch, here we go.
The day is
Joint won't
over.
break.
Your
It's made of
timely
metal.
efforts allowed your supporters to
hope.
remain unharmed. A new mime performance is being rehearsed at the theatre.
I love it when there's two characters in the same place and the game just clearly isn't equipped to handle them both triggering their dialogue at the same time. I really need something to eat, but I don't really have anything. Okay, first things first. Let's run across the street. See if there are any bandages for sale. I've got a letter as well. A letter from Aglaia Lilich on the sacrifice that was prophesied. I know the ritual of proportionate sacrifice very well. To keep something precious that is condemned to extinction, a sacrifice that is condemned to extinction, comma, a sacrifice of equal value must be offered. What is this offering that you're meant to make? Nobody knows. Be very careful, however. There are many people these days who crave destruction. Many people will want to lead you down the wrong path or to use you to their own benefit. Hey. You're not even selling any bandages. 1,500 for a tourniquet. That's crazy. Okay, let's round the corner and we'll get something to eat, maybe. Because I think today is the hunger trial, which I remember as being the hardest one. I seem to recall there being 3 trials, but maybe there's just 2. So the last day... Goodness, it's been such a long time. Cool. Expensive, but I can afford it, and I do need it. Cool. Now we'll go watch the theatre production, and then we'll go see the foreman again. We're gonna make it through day 10. We can do this. We can do this. Well, I've got, yeah. I'd say I've got sort of about 40-ish minutes. Which, you know, that's doable, right? Surely. Okay, good. He's got no awareness whatsoever. No spatial awareness. I'm just glad, you know. First, we had a quest to do with Sticky, and that quest gave me a schmouder. I was complaining about both of them.
And then to shoot everyone who survives the bombardment. The military only comes when there's nothing to fix anymore. I'm keen on breaking that habit, though. I know that the people that can change the course of the catastrophe have been working here for some time. We will only destroy the thing pointed at by a healer who can argue in favor of taking such action.
How about not shooting at all?
If we don't shoot anything at all, the consequences will be devastating. You wanted freedom of choice. So choose a massive shelling or a single pinpoint strike. One way or another, we'll put an end to this circus.
As much as I love the theatre performances in Pathologic 2 as well, because you're experiencing that from, you know, your own perspective, and you sort of get to be your own camera. Yeah, there's, you know, definitely something to be said for the camera angles. In those cutscenes. Okay, so if we go back to the abattoir. Let's see. Yeah, those performances are very like dreamlike, I think, which is why I like those camera angles in particular, and the lighting and stuff. Gives everything this very like hostile, foreboding atmosphere that the Pathologic 2 ones maybe like don't quite land, but then again, like the stuff that's interesting here and Classic is also interesting because of the graphics of the mid 2000s and the very low budget vibe of it all. Actually carries across into the game's disturbing, one-of-a-kind atmosphere. And while I still find that Pathologic 2 has a one-of-a-kind atmosphere, it still like really draws you in. It's not quite as heady or as dreamlike or disturbing as it used to be in this game. This game really throws you off, especially when you're playing it through for the first time. The first time, a cloud of screaming plague faces emerges from nowhere. That's when you're playing something really special, right? Cool, I have space. Do you have bandages? Yes. Gonna need them as well today. Let's do this. Okay. Hopefully he wants to talk right now, so that way we can get the quest done and dusted as soon as possible. Excuse me. It's a bad day to walk outside. It's raining. It's raining and I'm gonna have a coat on. It's the only thing that's going wrong right now. Okay. Really, it's such a long, painful walk back to the foreman in particular. He's so far away from everything. And you have to talk to him over and over and over again. Couldn't he just stand by the entrance? That would just make things so much easier. But of course, can't make things easy for Artemy. Always more walking to be done. And if we're not walking, you're not thinking at the same time. We've got to stop and consider what's going on. And that can only be done. You can only start to process these things while you're walking around. And I don't know, like whether it's as a phenomenon, like the attachment that I feel to the town, whether that's purely based just on the time that I've spent there. Because the game is long and I've played it for hundreds of hours. Over the years. My question, I suppose, is could I form such an attachment to any game that I spent that much time in? Or is it the feeling of the town itself that's special? And I suppose there's a bit of both, right? The town means so much to me because I've inhabited it throughout, so many years of my life. And I've been a different person every time I arrive at the town. But yeah, it does make me wonder whether if the game had been shorter and there was less walking, how attached you'd actually be. If there was a fast travel system, no one would remember the streets, for instance.
Whatever happens outside, it won't concern us.
Oh, leave me and come back later. Are you serious? Okay. What is the time? 4:34. I think it's both. Got attached to it because of the time you spent in it. You spent as much time in it because you had the underlying reason to. Yes, I think that's a good way of putting it. It's just, it's a very meaningful space, or a set of meaningful spaces all tied together by these really claustrophobic, but still, it's a very authentic feeling city streets, right? Okay, now the infection is starting to tank my health as well. Gonna need to go to bed. Which bed should I go to? My own? Maybe. Yeah, either there or Aspertes, and I'll just walk back through town to get around to the abattoir anyway. You probably want to see me at about 7 or 8 AM, unfortunately. Okay, we'll just go out this way. Can't believe no one is an early riser in this game apparently. Everyone's too busy. They prefer just to go back to sleep when I'm not there. But the moment I enter a building, everyone's got to be wide awake, I guess. Also wish that other games did interiors as good as Pathologic did. I agree. There's something really special about every interior in Pathologic, obviously particularly the interiors of the Bound. I've never seen so good interior designs in any game since. No, I mean I don't think I have either. They weirdly, like, they have this sort of nostalgic quality for me as well, even when I played it for the first time, because they sort of all feel like hazy dreams of like half-remembered places that, you know, of family members I went to stay with once when I was a kid. All these kinds of things, and everything has that sort of dreamlike, absurd quality to it, where it's like, oh, this all feels so deeply familiar but unfamiliar at the same time. And every space also feels personally designed for the person who's living there. I love all the different layouts, all the different houses. It's just, yeah, like architectural and spatial design in video games, yeah, just continues to fascinate me. I'm gonna pick up the rest of my needles here. Rest of my hooks. Put this away. Put the rest of my kidneys away, I guess. This is gameplay. Okay, so if I save here, like, yeah, I even like just this little, like, everything has such character to it, right? Like this is barbed wire or something on the wall. Just shells of things, bones, kegs of, you know, milk jugs of blood and these kinds of things. And then I presume, you know, Artemy's father's diary and that kind of thing too. Okay. Here we go, yeah, we'll have morphine. We're gonna sleep for 3 hours. Okay, morning of the 10th day has come. What I find incredibly valuable is how this game should hold apparent no more value after completing it, yet it still drives you to it simply because you want to be there again. Exactly, that's how I feel as well. Day 10, in which it becomes apparent that the Haruspex's victory will be defined by him making the right choice. Cool. No, that, like, that's exactly how I feel about the game as well. Is, you know, it's this incredibly impressive, immersive world that you just want to experience for longer. I have this exact same feeling about Planescape Torment, yet another monster of literature gold. Yes. I like that phrase as well, monster of literature gold. That's very nice. But yes, I 100% agree. That game as well is a great example. Get a bit more health back before we set out today. No matter how much I read the same lines of dialogue, I always come back to them, and that's, yeah, like, that's what I'm so interested in as a, you know, video game scholar, is that potential for such good video game writing and such good spatial design that players sort of become attached to them as though they're a home. And what I've been looking into is, like, this idea of the return as like a literary device, And I've found that, you know, like the idea of returning somewhere holds such power to us as human beings, and we're so invested in, you know, what does it mean to return somewhere and to re-experience a place. And that's why games like this are so powerful, because we are able to reread and re-experience these sort of profound things, and we're able to look at them again through new eyes every time we play them, really. Yeah, no, I agree. There's just something magic about this game that makes you want to return. Same with Planescape, of course.
Where are
Have you
we?
made a map? I'd like to take a look. What do you want? 4 crowbars. Here you go. What's the map today? A lot of infected. Yeah, still nothing clear in the central district, so can't even look for a little girl with which to trade Schmelter, but that's alright. It's nice to have a working map again. Sort of forgotten what that felt like. Feels good to see someone else who knows about that game. Even if I didn't, I'd always be open to the recommendation. But yes, Planescape is excellent. I still just love the mortuary. Honestly, I love that track that plays in the mortuary. It's really stuck with me just for years and years and years. But obviously, yeah, there's much more to recommend about that game. I just find that opening, even just those opening moments, just sort of hook you in and really grip you. The other game that comes to mind in turn that I find well written, the bar track. Oh yes, is the one still stuck in my head. Yes, I feel like that's the magic as well of big RPG worlds like that, but especially sort of more intimate ones, is everyone has their own place that they say, okay, this is my place. They index it as, you know, being really important to them, and in so doing, to Planescape Torment people, you've come to the right place. You've come to the right place for that. This is the cultured video game part of the internet, you know. That's that's what I try to encourage anyway. I do need to. I feel like I owe that one another playthrough, to be honest, because I played it through properly. Goodness, it was a couple of years ago now, and I was meant to write some more on it, but then I haven't. I haven't written any sort of substantive analysis on it. So maybe I need to give it another playthrough. That's another thing I should add to my list. I'll just play through Planescape again, shall I? Oh, so many games to play. I'm glad, you know. I just think, yeah, like, it just feels good to like have other people know of a game that you're playing, or that you really like. It shows that the game like exists elsewhere for other people and is just as important to them as it is to you. I think that's really important. How did that one catch me and not a single one has caught me for like the last 3-4 hours? Kind of expected for you. Can't type at this hour. That's alright. At 5 AM for you as well? What other games would you guys recommend on the same note? Have you played The Dream Machine? That's an adventure game that was made over the course of about 10 years. 4:53 AM. I can't believe you're sitting here watching me muck around in Pathologic. It's incredible. Thank you very much. But yeah, made over the course of 10 years. All made out of clay. I associate the Dream Machine very closely with the Void in my mind for some reason. I don't quite know why. I recommend both of those. Ooh, what else is sort of deeply early morning psychos? Yeah, well, you know, what did you're definitely a late riser, right, Frank Lindsay's? Yeah. Miss every single one of my morning streams, yeah. No, it's perfectly understandable. I also tend to be a late riser, or I would be if I had the choice, but as a working person, I do not. Not because I go to bed that late, just sleep a lot. That, you know, I can respect that too. Like I can really respect that. So thank you for your honest answer. Cool.
I have no heart.
It is very interesting. I do highly recommend the Dream Machine. I'm just trying to rack my brain in the background to think of like other stuff. Disco Elysium is also a good shout. Yeah, thanks, Frank Lindsay's. Why do you risk your life for naught coming before me, Kindred One? I don't hold it too dear.
Whatever.
Does he seriously still not have anything to say to me? Did I have to go and see someone else first? Don't tell me today was the day. I had to. I've made a staggering discovery. I think I understand now what your father. Goodness me. How about we go all the way back here? That was a totally pointless walk. Baldur's Gate 1. It's been a long time since I played that. Have I played Soma? I actually... I know of it, and I know everything about it, I think, because a friend of mine studied it. But I haven't played it myself, which is a blind spot in my own horror game sort of catalogue. It's on my list of things to play this year as well. It's a deal, give me that. But I have... Awesome. Yeah, I've heard so many good things about it. So yeah, I'd love to give it a try. No, I played through the Amnesias, although I still haven't played through the newest Amnesia either, but I played through the Amnesias, which is made by the same developers, and Soma, I think it's installed on my machine. I just have yet to get around to it, which is really my own fault. Never played it, also had the experience of a friend ranting to me about how great it is. I'm glad that's like... It's a universal experience, apparently. Every second person has played Soma. No, yeah, like, it is meant to be very good. But yeah, I don't know why haven't played it. It really is amazing. Story in that game, nothing like the Amnesias. It's on a whole other level. Yeah, as much as I liked the original Amnesia's story, I'm glad to hear that Soma goes sort of even further. I didn't really... I think I appreciated the narrative, shall we say, of Machine for Pigs, but there was a lot sort of to be desired in the gameplay department. But the basic idea of the narrative in that game was decent. Well, I enjoy any game that can actually provoke human emotion, so yes. Maybe I should, fast track that one of these days. Actually play it. Okay, alright.
I'm going to investigate this tower. It's worthy of the most careful examination.
Yeah, Machine for Pigs doesn't really bother to explain itself, which is fine. But it's, yeah, like, it just doesn't, it lands, I think, like right at the end, but like up until that point, it's really hard to care. Or I remember feeling that way. I was like at the end, like, oh, okay, this makes sense now. I see what they were trying to do. But until that point, I was just a bit confused, really, and wondering why I should care. I've heard of the puzzle you're trying so hard to solve. So, you appear to believe that your father gave an oath to save a creature of a sublime kind. A supreme being in corporeal form, so to speak, am I right? That's way too complicated for me, Oinon. Could you please use shorter words? Stop making fun of me. My words are way shorter than the chance of your people's backwards beliefs anyway. Whoa. Alright. Anyway, have you considered that your father may have actually had something very complex in mind and not simply a huge beast? Something so recondite that the only way to describe it is with that term of yours? What else am I supposed to think? Then your father's will should be interpreted as a metaphor rather than a literal description. So, well, seems like I've accidentally found the thing you've been looking for all this time. I'm standing on the verge of an extraordinary discovery. Well, don't leave me hanging. Going to play a little unfair now. I suspect there is an ancient archaeological bed, so to speak, under this town. The place where the herdsmen of old used to live before the factories were founded, when the abattoir was twice as tall as it is now. And I want you to ask the foreman about the precise location of this place and point it on the map. I only need him to tell me under which district this bed lays. Not much, is it? Then I'll tell you my interpretation of your father's will. I think it'll clear up your confusion. Why did you have to impose your conditions on me? I would have done it in good faith for our friendship. You've offended me, Oinon. I'm in a tough spot myself, Artemy. Don't get me wrong. I've tried everything I could. I don't have another way of finding out what I need. What I can tell you, though, is I need this information to neutralize the commander. Would you rather have him raise the town? No, of course not. Then help me out, Artemy, and I'll help you back. Try to make the foreman talk, and if he doesn't, then the commander won't have a choice but to turn this place into a pile of ashes. Fine. I'll try. The bachelor thinks I should address the foreman with questions of my father's inheritance. Yay. So we walked all the way across town for no reason. Last time, to talk to the bachelor first of all people. Okay. And if Capella sends us her later in time, I'll stop by her place as well. If she doesn't, we'll stop there later on. And that might be out there, yeah. Need your help yet again. Same as ever. Friend is in danger. I'm still forbidden to go out. Forbidden by who, I wonder? Because perhaps by the soldiers, but certainly not your father. Ooh. Sorry, didn't mean to bother you there. Yeah, I remember this day, I think, on my first playthrough being the hardest day in Pathologic. I remember at one point discovering online about the Menku language being deciphered. Are you familiar with that? And if so, could you explain better what it's all about? You mean like words, like oinon and that kind of thing? I must admit, I remember that sort of stuff existing and those translations existing, but
It's hard for us to believe.
I don't remember much of it sort of off the top of my head, but maybe that's something I should look into sort of before the final stream next week, and then I can have a chat about that as well, because it is cool, I think, when a game actually goes through the effort to sort of have these like actual like terms and words from another language used, and used realistically and authentically, because it does give the kin's culture actual depth and weight and texture to it, right? actually sort of feels a bit more real. Yes, I do remember that, but I can't quite recall sort of what each word does mean, but I do feel like it's obvious enough from the context sometimes. I feel like Oinon just sort of meant doctor or something like that, because it is only the bachelor that is referred to as Oinon, but it might have some extra sort of outsider connotation as well. But that's the fun of theorizing these kinds of things too. Okay, would you do me another favour? There is more bad news. I'm not surprised anymore. Every crucial person will have to face a dangerous trial now. Who is it this time? This time Clara came to Murky, and now Murky wants to go outside. Clara did something bad to her. Murky is anxious now. I can feel it. What happened? I don't know. Nothing at all, perhaps. All I know is Murky is very anxious, and she's not the type of girl to be easily scared by fairy tales. You'll be the one scared of hers. Why do you care for this Murky anyway? When Murky grows up, she'll replace Sabarova. She knows how to listen to the soil, and so she'll make a good mistress of Earth. And the Rat Prophet's dirt-piling services will not be required anymore. Murky is clean. Okay, I'll stop by at her place. The Pathologic wiki is so lovingly maintained. They have sort of everything you could possibly need to know on there. It is amazing the power of the fan community, I think, to document these kinds of things. If anyone who works on the wiki happens to be listening to this, know that I'm very grateful for all the work that you put in to document and preserve the game and its world, because without that kind of dedication, a lot of that stuff would slip through the cracks, right? Ike Gola, that rise near the cattle breeding camps days away from the town. Ike and Gola mean respectively to return and river. See that? Yeah, like that's fascinating, and I don't even recall where Ike Gola as a term would have shown up, but probably in one of those tiny little throwaway conversations with a random townsperson when you ask them, oh, where is such and such, and they'll sort of mention that. And if that is the case, that's the kind of thing I'm also really fond of, is just little moments like that sort of expand the geography of the world without damaging our perception of its immediacy, the world around us. It gives it, again, more texture. That's the kind of world building I find very effective. Is call it soft world building. So it's not necessarily providing the complete facts and explanation, and you don't get to go there and see it yourself. But it's simply enough to know that it exists, right? Okay, so finally, let's actually talk to him. If he still has nothing to say to us, I'm going to be very annoyed. Very, very annoyed. Alright. Let's do this again. I love how it is semantically different. In Menku they refer to the cattle breeding camps as rivers, so poetic. Yes, that's the other thing that, thoughtful sort of linguists touch, right, on a work, is actually letting another language have its own meaning. I think someone must be a genius to figure stuff like that out. I'd agree. But also a very clever writer to have come up with that in the first place. There's a lot of incredible work that goes on to make a video game like this feel as complex and rich and deep as it actually is. Yeah, there's something remarkably special about it. Yeah, beautiful game.
I have no heart.
Okay, now you have something to say for me. The rumours are true. Several children of Boto have betrayed the kin last night. They stole sacrificial blood from Surok's flesh and fled, abandoning the depths and cutting themselves off from Surok's body. You have to find them and kill them. What exactly have they betrayed? He who takes this blood from the depths of the house of Boto is ripping at Mother Surok's flesh. They have bared a sharp knife, cutting themselves off from Surok's body. They are no longer kin to us. They can die. Why did they steal the blood? You ask too much, son of Barak. Thought you wanted to ask me one question today, the one which is worth 1,000 others. Do not waste your breath on idle words. Okay, how can I find them? They've left a horrid trail behind them. You'll find it when the spirits talk to you. Do not eat until you bring the blood back. Don't you dare take even a single breadcrumb. Otherwise, it's all useless. Why should I fast? A hungry man has a better sense of smell. You must be hungry to kill them. Hunger cleanses. Food desecrates you. Bringing back the sacrificial blood isn't worth it with a stomach full of food. The blood will return dirty and won't do us any good. Will I be allowed to eat when I kill them? When you bring back the blood and get it back, not before that. Let it be so. I'll give you a drink now. You'll feel hunger at once. See, I remember this. You will feel pain. You'll go to the Ragai Stone and fall asleep against your hunger pangs. You will sleep until a spirit tells you what their trail smells like. Then you'll find them. You'll kill them. You'll return. What is that drink? It will cleanse your guts. To bring back the blood, you must be clean. Don't you dare take any food. If you take as little as a bite, blame yourself. Give me the drink. I'll be back. Yeah, I do. This is the hardest bit in the game, as I remember it. This one quest. Were you also recommending another game? I believe you cut yourself short mid-sentence. I think I was just saying I was trying to think of other games that I could recommend that sort of have that same literary quality to them. There's something like in the back of my mind that I'm still trying to think of, but I don't think my brain has fully caught up to the thought yet, to be honest, or the recommendation. Unfortunately, yeah, I couldn't tell you what that was, sadly. Well, Fear and Hunger is a good recommendation as well, and it is well written. Is it literary? I suppose it is. Yeah, I'd recommend that as well. But there's something else I'm thinking of, but I can't quite put a name to the thought. If I remember, I will tell you. Yeah, what can I think of it? I feel like I'll need to look through my Steam library at this point to see which game it is. Oh, it's a very strange game. It's a very sad game in ways I can't quite describe. It's called Bee's Wing. It's made by one person, and it's basically about his experience of growing up in a small Scottish town, and it's really both vividly comforting and vividly hostile. It's another one I've wanted to make a video on for a while, but I don't know if I have the capacity to do it. Bee's Wing, so B-E-E is in the insect, and then yeah, Bee's Wing, I believe it's called. He's made a few other games as well, but that's yeah. The butcher is here. Butcher's here. Okay. We just gotta do a lot of walking. So we'll do this. I believe that's what it's called. Yes, Bee's Wing, but I believe it's all one word. and without the apostrophe. I think. It's been a little while since I played it, but that may be the game I'm thinking of. Apologies if I've steered you completely wrong and that's not even the name of the game, but really fascinating little sort of heart-rending experience. Cool. I don't know if that's the kind of thing you're interested in, but I do. Yeah, I found it horribly sad. I just remember it being horribly sad at some points. Yeah, it really encapsulated the feeling of small towns, I guess, and growing older. Show me what you took from the abattoir. Why? We need it. You'll have to give it back. It immediately escalates to violence. Come here. Yeah, it's just a vividly depressing game. You absolutely have to be in the right mindset. If you're not, then yeah, you're really going to put yourself through hell for no reason. Yeah, it was that's why I haven't made a video on it yet as well, because I need to replay it. And I just remember at the time it was like, this is actually legitimately really confronting, which is incredible. But yeah, it was tough to get through the first time. But who knows, maybe I'll actually be able to make a video on it this year as well. I'm really, I'm actually producing things at a decent rate at the moment, so if I can just get as much produced as I can now, I think we'll be in a better place. The channel will be in a better place when I have a good number of video essays just sort of under my belt that I can share around with people. And I feel like all the video essays I'm making now really are ways to hone my skills. Have you heard about the Blackwell series? The name rings a bell, but I don't think so. I don't think I know anything about them really. Are those horror games, or am I thinking of something else? Blackwell. You definitely heard the name before, but no, I can't remember. You'll have to regale me with an explanation, I'm afraid. Okay, I'm just gonna go see Murky since I'm here, and I might as well. 5-game series. Blackwell Legacy was the first one. Yeah, I feel like I have heard of it, but I also couldn't tell you. Yeah, see, it's a good thing I saved, huh? Couldn't tell you anything about them. I've heard the name. I might have seen it. Point-and-click adventure game. Oh, right. Wadjet Eye Studios. I've definitely heard of them. The guys who are keeping alive the genre at the moment. Yes, I'll have to give some of their games a look as well, I think. Did I just lose a lot of health for no reason? Okay. Guess we'll go around the long way. Yeah, I'm gonna need some actual healing at some point. Publishing the excavation of Hobbs Barrow. That's on my wish list. I definitely know about that one. Very good title. I'm glad that's good as well. Definitely check that one out since it is horror. Yeah, I definitely need to. The list is so painfully long. Very good and weird. Is that in reference to Primordia or Hobbs Barrow? Because either I'm on board with. But she didn't come back. Who? The doll, not Clara. My doll. My doll went off for a walk. Can you imagine? She probably went off to get food. She had nothing to eat. It's my fault. What does she eat? She eats herbs. Herbs that grow by the bull burial grounds. You know those? They have bullhead stones. What's that doll to you anyway? Mummy and Daddy left her to me. She is the one listening to the earth. Personally, I can hear almost nothing. She tells me everything. She's nice. So, which stone is she by? No one knows for sure, but there were worms there. Worms mean herbs. Stay here. I'll bring you the doll. It's a long way away, so we're going to get healing items first before this. Yeah, this is definitely the hardest quest, because you do start the day wounded as well, probably. And Haruspex, I just also haven't had the luck. Like, Haruspex has got a lot of combat, I think, compared to other ones, or a lot more combat in the main quest. So yeah, I've just been taking some pretty serious beatings, which is why I'm on my last legs here. I'm hoping I can make it to the Stone Yards medicine place and just buy bandages there, but I'd be cutting it pretty fine, to be honest. If I save it here, see what we can. Oops, we'll see what we can do. Letter from the Mother Superior. We didn't kill the prisoner yet because he said he needed to pass some really important information to you. This is all because of that bull at the lot. Signed by a fingerprint, the Mother of Bulls. Okay. Go see her at some point as well. But yeah, I'm kind of screwed here, I think. I don't even think I got any bullets left. I can't even finish them off real quick. What I could do... Show me what you took from the abattoir. Give it back. Follow me. Okay, he doesn't go that far. Alright. It was worth a try. I was hoping I could fight them both at once. But it's actually going to lose me time. Worth a try. Okay. I'll come back and finish you off then. Good old herbs. Come on. And you got nothing as well. I really don't have any other healing items, do I? Nope. It's not looking good here. Because where's the other closest? The other closest one is all the way up here. So this is probably my best bet, I feel like. But I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. I'm going to die of hunger. Yeah. Just a case of taking the right route. Cut the lines as short as possible, so I don't need to... This is what being a Minku is all about, I think. This is how they teach you. You gotta know the lines. You gotta know the lines of the map as the crow flies, so you don't die of starvation. Okay. It's gonna be so close. So close. I don't want to stop and fight that guy either, because the healing is more important at this stage. We can come back and get him. But what we can't do is fight him and still have the time to heal ourselves. I don't think. It's going to be cutting it so close. Hope everyone's on the edge of their seats right now, looking up at the corner. I think if even a rat nibbles me, I'll be dead. Come on. Come on. Oh my god. This is so dubious. Seriously? Things I do for this town. Artemy really needs some more respect around here. Oh my god. I'm fine. Come on. Help. I need bandages. Okay. Yeah, problem totally solved. Alright, let's run back, get this last butcher, then we gotta go all the way back to the foreman, I think. Absolutely fine, no problems here. Yeah, really couldn't have cut that any closer. I can't believe I got 2 plague clouds as well. At least probably, yeah, tomorrow I should be able to stabilize myself. Let's go around the plague cloud, back out here to the nice fresh open air. Thank you. Yeah. Just powered straight through the clouds. Who needs protective gear or, you know, any alpha tablets or beta tablets or whatever? I'm fine. Can handle anything. Okay, let's save the game again. Greetings. I don't need your greetings. Get the blood back first. Cool. And nothing. They don't have anything on them. Punishment of blasphemers and defilers is a deed worthy of a warden. Foreman Oyen would be glad to hear my story when I return to him. If you redeemed Hydrate, that would be cruel. I'll be honest with you, that would be very cruel. But at the same time, that would totally be in the Pathologic spirit if you'd done that. It's just like, here's one more problem for you to deal with. Enjoy. Okay, providing that this is the end of the quest, we should be fine. What I'll do is cut back up through the town. I need to buy another set of bandages, I think. Because yeah, I could do it at that one over there in the safe district. Can't remember when we get more blood, because I really am counting on being able to make a bunch more panaceas. Yeah, more bandages and I'll buy something else to eat, and I should still have about 10,000 coins. Yeah, I've got 13,000 at the moment. It'll see me through to the end of the game, probably, even if I didn't earn any more money. Just, yeah, it's so strange that Capella isn't flush with cash and she's not giving me a lot of money out of her allowance, like the Canes would have. Just getting nothing from running all over town and being beaten to a pulp. Please tell me you have bandages. That would be incredible. You do not. Never mind. Cool. Don't have any bottles either. Let's cut up this way. Yeah, this is the most confronting challenge, I think, as a new player to Pathologic, is this single quest line, or the single quest. Because hunger is something, you know, you might finally be like, okay, I can manage this, and then he's like, don't have anything to eat, and wander the entire way across town and fight 3 enemies. Have a good time. And it really just sets you up for absolute torment. You don't even have anything. Yeah, I really wish the patrolman was still here. Could really do with someone to trade with right about now. I got a lot of razors and a lot of crowbars, and no one to give them to, which isn't good. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to waste a bunch of money. But if we get back to the foreman, that's sort of day 10 ended, because we'll do Murky's quest next time, but it's probably, I'll head off after we get back to the foreman, I imagine. You still, come on. Like, yeah, I'm already like in danger of dying again. I don't actually know whether you can eat anything during the side quest, but I've never tried during this main quest. Never tried, but maybe I should have. Okay, so I'll get that, and then run back. Not that like eating wouldn't be worth your money anyway, because it goes back up so fast. You are better to heal yourself, because the hunger goes back up faster than your health goes down. Please have bandages. No. Oh no. Maybe I am going to need to eat something. Where's the nearest? Back up there. Damn. I don't even think I have painkillers to... This is really bad, actually. Oh god. Might not be able to flex so easily this time. It's looking pretty dodgy. I wonder if that, yeah, does that screw the quest if since I've already killed all of them? Or is the potion worn off because I've killed all of them? I'm gonna have to waste 3,000. Oh, that hurts my soul. Okay. Right, I mean, we'll see what Oyon says now that I've had some vegetables to eat, because I would have died if I couldn't get there, but of course that's what he wants. See, he wants Artemy to die, because if Artemy survives, then yeah, all of his power and status and prestige is going to go out the window. Essentially, he did a lot of very bad things for the kin, and if that gets out, it's all over for him, and Artemy is his biggest challenge. So all of these trials are basically just excuses for him to have you killed. I'm going to run through this building real quick. Safety. Cool. Is this person selling anything to eat? Maybe I will need more money. Yeah, you can see how desperate we get. Bread. I still haven't had to sell a gun or anything yet. Still haven't had to do that iconic part of a Pathologic playthrough, but maybe we'll do that next time just for fun. I don't remember, yeah, how I managed to beat this quest the first time I played the game, knowing, you know, much less about the mechanics than I do now. Almost there. Alright, we're in. I love holding down the W key, it's very fulfilling. That's what I'm here for. Frustrated me the most in Haruspex, having a ton of money at the end of the game, but no time to invest in going to get ammo. No, he seems to have the most stretched schedule as well, out of anyone. There's no extra time to go and do anything else, on top of like looking after yourself and completing all the quests that you're supposed to complete. Yeah, it's painfully difficult. He's definitely got the hardest of the 3 campaigns, which is why I decided to end on his, I think, rather than Clara's. I sort of did them in the order of difficulty, and yeah, Haruspex is definitely lives up to my memory of that initial playthrough of being, yes, this is actually really hard. There's a lot going on that you have to juggle, a lot of time management you have to do. Hello. I found and killed the butchers. All of them? Yes. Tell me what you want to know. You can ask me one question. Choose wisely. Who did my father have in mind? What is this Udur creature marked by this brand? Would have loved to have ammo so I could make my way in the zones faster. Yes, and the game knew that. 100%. The game is designed like that, to frustrate you at every turn. That creature is all that you see around you. The earth and the settlement nurtured by it, from the abattoir, the house of Bos Turok and the vein of Bodo, to the Gorkon River. They cannot be separated. The town cannot live without the earth feeding it. The earth cannot live without the parasite feeding it. The question answered. Could you be more specific? The settlement is dying, fool. Your father knew that the town would be attacked by the plague. He thought not of the people, the tiny parasites on the skin of Bos Turok, but of the Udur, a creature so huge that the moon catches its sight and changes its shape into a crescent to greet its counterpart, with its flesh proudly spread upon the earth. Yeah. What sacrifice am I meant to make? You will learn that tomorrow if you pass the next trial, Kindred One. Don't get ahead of yourself. I will come. Cool. Wonder what the Bachelor has to say on the matter. Right, we still gotta go back and see the Bachelor, so I'll do that and then I'll finish. I do want to tick the main quest off. So I can't remember if finding the. Guess we could find the doll as well. So I'll eat the bread. Now that that's passed. But yeah, such dodgy management right now. I'm definitely suddenly found myself on the back foot in terms of meter management. But yeah, what's the time? 4:39. So yeah, might as well just go see if we can find the doll, see if we can find the Bachelor, and then I'll sign off. Keep saying that, don't I? And I'm still here, still playing Pathologic. It will never end. The me that is talking right now will be forever playing Pathologic. You're addicted, you're telling me. Pathologic everywhere I look. I've told the story before, I think, but the moment that I knew this was during my first playthrough. The moment I knew that I'd played Pathologic for too long in one sitting was when I felt like a pang of hunger, and then up the top right of my actual vision, a little like hunger bar appeared just for a split second, and I'm like, okay, you know what? That's enough. That's enough screen time for today. I gotta turn this off. I was legitimately going insane. It was incredible. I'm addicted to these bloody video games. That's what will tell me as well. Studying video games, writing about video games, playing video games. Inject the video games into my veins. As long as they have good writing. Good mechanics. I'm there. Okay. Lots more walking. You're 11. Dad asked you what you're doing. Ravel's Puzzle Wells Maze. I told him, I'm reading like you read books. He disagreed. People just don't see the importance of the video game experience. How literary it can be. That's the other thing I try and spread an awareness of. The literariness of video games is important. As video games only get more and more popular, we have to try and see. Well, it's important, of course, to preserve like actual literature, but also to see how can literature survive in the digital age, and one of the ways is to make video games more literary. And, what does that mean? Does that mean just an increase in word count? Not necessarily. Increase in sort of the thematic reach, I think, of a video game is what enhances its literariness. Right, let's check up here and see if we can find the doll. I've got inventory space for it. We'll quickly do that. I think it's like just right in the smack dab in the middle. Somewhere. Could be somewhere around here. At least there's something to eat here. Because yeah, it does eat herbs. Where is it? It's swivery, but I don't have any space to pick it up. I can hear the voice of the step there. Some years later, I attempted at making an exposure of the story to him, and he said, yeah, it's cool, but it's still just a video game. That is the prevailing attitude, isn't it? Oh, that's cool, but it's still not as sophisticated as a novel. And it's trying to convince people who think that way of the merits of video game storytelling. Can be quite tricky to change people's mind on that matter, but it sounds like you at least tried, which is the important thing. And if any game is going to convince someone, it's going to be Pathologic, right? Where is the doll? See, I thought it was like in the middle of one of those sets of stones, but maybe I've forgotten something. It has been a while since I've got this far in the original Haruspex campaign. Stuff feels... Oh yeah, it goes both ways, I suppose. Damn, I really can't find the doll. Fed by one of the ball bearers. Father said that these stones were here long before the first cattle breeders arrived. Stones are used for some ritual needs in the bones that lay beneath. Make them easy to see. So, yeah, it's not necessarily this set of rocks, is it? Is it the ones over here? I don't think it is, right? No, because this is the train car where the bachelor goes to get shot. Where is this doll gonna be? Maybe I'll have to cut the hunt short, because I do have to go in just 3 minutes. Definitely this time, definitely have to go. But I will be able to finish day 10 and 11 next time, and then in the final stream finish day 12, and we can sort of bundle up the entire game then, I think, and that'll be the end of it. It'll be something really special. I think it'll be a momentous occasion, so I hope people can be there to see the end of this incredibly long project. This one? I feel like I could see the bones there. Yeah, no, maybe I'll have to cut that short. That's disappointing. I thought I remembered where the doll was, like in the middle of one of these two sets of rocks here. But I guess I must have misremembered that. Are there any rocks out here. Let's see other possibilities. That there's rocks out in the marsh, but I don't think there is. No. No, there's not. Is this not the Alright, no, it's alright. We'll leave it for now, we'll leave it for today. Just like to thank everyone for watching. Really appreciate it. And I hope that, yeah, you've enjoyed the stream. And I really appreciate you stopping by and spending your early morning or your late evening or midday, whatever time it is, spending it with me as I faff around and ramble about Pathologic for the 5 millionth time. I do really appreciate it. And yeah, without you guys, this channel will be much less fun. So I do really appreciate it, and I will see everyone later. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day.